What happened?
We got covered up still. There we go. Hi, how are you?
There you go. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for We Don't Know How to Produce Our Own Show.
Yeah, we're going to be doing it for a couple of years, but it's okay.
Yeah, just about a little over 3 years, and we're still working out the kinks.
You know what the fuck we're doing. That's okay.
Anyway, welcome to the show. Thank you guys for joining. It feels like it's been a while. Like, I know it's only been, like, not even 2 weeks.
Yeah, because we went live Thursday together, you and I, last time. So
yeah, but like before that, we had our special on the women in wrestling. Which, if you haven't checked that out, go check that out because that was a fantastic episode with a great crew. We had Kylie and Haley from Tag Talk, which unfortunately is now no longer continuing, but that's because Haley new opportunity. Which congratulations for her for that. We also had Daisy Stone and we had Ella J. So go check that episode out. It's probably one of the most regarded episodes of the Greg Cherry Show we've ever done.
Absolutely.
Go check that out. Not right now. I mean, we're live right now, so go check that out.
Wait till at least 5. Yeah. You know.
So I also wanted to make an announcement because I've noticed a severe lack of wheel spins lately.
Yes.
Like the last couple months, it seems.
Yeah.
So, to be fair, like you see the graphic below that, first of all, wheel spins are now exclusive to Streamlabs, and I'm going to be extremely stringent on that. Because as we've said before, Streamlabs stuff goes directly to us. We don't have to wait for anything. If you donate through Super Chats, that's fantastic, and we love you for it. But we don't see that money for months on it. So I'm making a rule, and I hope you co-sign to this. Not only are wheel spins exclusive to Streamlabs now, but from here on out, not just tonight, but from here on out, wheel spins are $5.
Oh, so everyone has spins for good.
Yeah. So
cool.
I figure it adds a little more intrigue. You don't have to break your wallet as much.
Yeah. I mean, this is your show. I just happen to co-stream it on my channel. So I am more than down for you getting the money right away. At the end of the day, the super chats I get them on the 21st of the month. Woohoo, yay me. But instant money is also always a good thing. So absolutely.
Yep. And unfortunately, I can't be a part of all the episodes of Open Mic Night where a lot of the donations seem to happen.
Right.
Yeah, that's
all good, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, the new rule from here on out: $5 for wheel spins. But if you super chat, you don't get them because again, I don't see that money right away. But for Streamlabs and stuff, you will see them right away. I also want to make the announcement now that Wednesday, January 17th, is the second Greg Cherry Show Luck of the Draw.
Woohoo!
So that one will be happening. I already have a few people confirmed for that. We have more contestants this time.
Jesus. All the messy and all the messes.
I will not be participating this time, but because it's
good.
It's a bitch to play and produce at the same time.
That's right.
Honest. But yeah, that's going to be a thing. So check that out Wednesday, January 17th. Do
you need the reigning defending champion to come in and defend the title against the plethora of people?
That I will leave that to your discretion. If you want to play, you are free to. If not, we may have a full room anyway.
Wednesday the 17th of January? I'm in.
Cool. All right. So it'll be you. I don't want to confirm everybody, but it's you, Maddie, and Daisy for sure.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So the
chance for redemption from them. So there you
go. Josh mentioned he wanted to play.
Josh wants to just watch Maddie play. Let's be honest.
Plus, I mean, I've talked to you about who has confirmed one way or another, confirmed or at least agreed to play so far. So we will, when I post the graphic the Monday before, you'll see. All right, so we got a comment from Daniel. Says, I want to know your thoughts on the Big Ten championship game, Michigan versus Iowa, and your current thoughts on the NFL. You have a graphic in relation to the NFL.
I do.
If you want to throw that up.
Do you want to talk about that first? Or do you want to talk about the Michigan-Iowa game? Because fuck Michigan, first of all.
Ohio almost pulled that one out.
I know they did. But as I'm fond of saying to my dad as well, almost only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes.
I obviously am a Notre Dame guy, as you can see, right up there. I'm an Irish guy, so I don't care about the conferences.
Yeah, it's. But as far as the NFL,
yeah. Well, I will give. I will say this about. Yeah. Michigan is probably going to win that game because Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
Game against Nebraska. So Michigan is on a tear. They're undefeated. I don't think anybody's going to stop them until the tournament, the Final Four, as it were, for the national championship, which they're expanding the playoff next year. So I'm hoping
right.
they'll be enough to make that field of 12.
Who you got in Alabama and Georgia? I mean, as for not as far as fandom, because that's an easy decision, but as far as realistically speaking.
Before I get to that, let me speak on the finish of the Alabama-Auburn game, the Iron Bowl. How the hell do you give up a 4th and goal where Alabama is back at their 31-yard line because of a botched snap on a play or two earlier? How do you give up the coverage to allow Alabama to score a touchdown? How is that possible?
Because it's Alabama. That's why. I mean, they are too friggin' lucky for everybody else's own good. It's ridiculous. I'm not saying Alabama's not good because, damn it, it's Alabama. But, Jesus, it's crazy.
If I would have been Auburn on that play, I wouldn't have rushed 2 to the quarterback. That was stupid, first of all. You rush at least 4, put some pressure on them. So,
oh, shit.
That's fine. But when you only rush 2 and you don't have anybody back there, that's a problem. How do you not have 2 guys on each receiver? How? Auburn deserved to lose that game.
No, they did. They absolutely did.
Because you had Alabama in the palm of your hand and you just pissed it away.
But yeah, everybody's been on Georgia's ass all year for not playing any really contenders until the last couple of weeks. So do you think they can handle Alabama?
I think so. And I'm saying that because I know what Tommy Rees does as the offensive coordinator in big games, and it doesn't typically work out well for them. And if he somehow magically found the formula at Alabama, I'm going to be pissed. So I'm still bitter about him leaving Notre Dame for Alabama.
You should be.
Just because he thinks he would have it easier there. It's like, well, instead of taking the easy way out, why don't you step up your game and actually try and get Notre Dame to the national championship? But, who am I to judge? But yeah,
that's right.
Throw that graphic, because, of course, this happened the week that we didn't have a great
Right.
A couple of weeks ago, Matt Canada was terminated as the offensive coordinator. He's no longer with the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, and he has been lauded on this show. We have raked him over the coals so much, he's a part of the coals now.
Yeah.
And the Steelers' response to this was having their first 400-yard game against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Right.
And that just, in my eyes, solidified how bad Canada was at his job.
Yeah.
It was justification for Steelers Nation everywhere. It was a moment, it was a breath of sigh of relief, because Canada was gone, and we felt like the reason that they weren't succeeding was because of Canada. Now that the Steelers have broken their streak of sub 400-yard games, we feel a little justified. Yes, it's only one game, but Canada had nearly 3 seasons to do this and didn't do it. And the new offensive coordinator, Eddie Faulkner, did it his first game. Do you think there's some correlation there?
Could be, Trying something out here real quick as you're, because I know you've been wanting to talk about this on the air for over a week now, because like you said, it happened, like the day before Thanksgiving, the day before we went on the, like the day before we went on the air, wasn't it? Or was the day of?
It was the Tuesday, I believe, before Thanksgiving.
Jeez.
Because I remember sitting at work and just seeing it, and then I filmed that TikTok video,
right?
Twitter about singing "Oh Canada."
Oh God!
So
how about blame Canada? Oh wait, they already did, and they fired.
And yeah, I'm a little bit cruel, but Marshall said, "I feel like us Steelers fans finally got what we wanted and get rid of Mad Canada."
Yeah.
And we came away with a win against Cincinnati. Granted, it was Cincinnati without Joe Burrow. But
yeah. Good old clipboard Joey.
Yep. By the way, I was on the media call earlier for the Sean Ross Sapp and Shazza McKenzie match at Black Label Pro over on the Fightful channel earlier. So that was a fun time, and I got a little Bengals dig on him, on Sean. So that was fun.
You know what, dude? I'll be real. Like I said, we root for the Bengals because we the paternal side of my family originates in Cincinnati. But I heard a stat. I don't know if I was talking to you about this. Yeah, I was. It was while I was out there waiting for Max about the correlation in money between Joe Montana's entire career and Joe Burrow's contract this year. It was like, what? Just I get it. He's good. I get it. He's great. But $50 million a year. And he's sitting there with a clipboard in his hand now because he couldn't stay off the injury list.
Well, here's the problem. And something I've noticed with the Bengals without Joe Burrow. If you remember, it was, I believe, the 2020 season that he went down with an injury, and he was out for the whole year then. And the Bengals were basement of the North that year. Like clearly, and they're that way again with him. And the 2 years that he played, Super Bowl, AFC Championship, there is a stark contrast. So it is a lot of money, yes, but if you consider the value you're getting with a Joe Burrow leading your team, it's kind of justified.
It is my only, it's not an argument at you because you're absolutely right, but it's like, why are we not prepared if it's, those who do not learn from history doomed to repeat it? That's one thing. The other thing that goes along with this, the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and expecting different results. He's been down with injury and they sucked it. He comes back. They win it. They get I don't know if they call it a banner in football, but they get a banner one year and they get a trip to the Super Bowl the other year, and now he's down again and they suck it. Why are we not prepared for this contingency plan this time?
Oh, but Joe is starting for the Browns on Sunday, not Joe Burrow, Joe Flacco. Mr. Elite quarterback after having one good postseason, Joe Flacco.
This is why we can have nice things in Ohio. Well, besides the fact that it's Ohio. Other than that, hey, Ohio State all the way and suck the big M too, but professional sports, not so much.
So as it sits right now, the AFC North, the Ravens are on top. I think they're on top of the entire conference. And then the Steelers and the Browns. The Steelers and the Browns have the same overall record, but the Steelers have more divisional wins, so that's helpful there. And then the Bengals on the bottom. So the AFC North is a good time.
Yeah.
You must have had fun on Thanksgiving with the Dallas game, huh?
I'll tell you what. Usually when my dad's sister's coming over, it's going to be the Cowboys and Eagles, and I'm sweating my ass like, oh, what's going to be? Two things happened that went really well. Cowboys kicked all the ass, and Eagles didn't play till Sunday. So that was good. Of course, they came back and beat Buffalo, so screw you, Bills, you dicks. But just Thanksgiving was good. Everybody, and I do mean everybody, stayed sober enough to drive home on their own, which is a switch from most years. So, nobody was out of line or obnoxious, and the food was decent, and I was able to escape to the room to actually I did part of the Thanksgiving stream with JJ that day. So it was a good Thanksgiving. It's been a crazy week. And when Thanksgiving's the calm day of the week, it's an odd year. So,
also on the Black Friday game, because they did a Black Friday game this year, the Jets managed to throw a Hail Mary pick six.
You love to see that shit, right?
Or as they called it on the game, the Hail Mary.
Well, Amazon bid like $1 million to get that game put on the Friday, so good for Amazon, doing their thing. But yeah, the Jets, Rodgers can't get well soon enough, man.
To participate in 3 weeks, like to start practicing. It may be a lost cause at this point because the Jets are tanking pretty quickly. But if he wants to play the last couple games and try and salvage something, I mean, he can try, but it might be too little too late then.
I'm just saying the Jets and the Cardinals only have one good thing going for them each. They're not Carolina.
Yeah. Carolina's prepping for Caleb Williams is what they're preparing for. If Caleb Williams is even still the number one overall pick, because and I kind of love saying this at the same time, Notre Dame broke Caleb Williams. Because Caleb Williams was riding high, 6-0 USC. He came into South Bend and got his ass whipped by 28 points because he threw 3 picks that all turned into touchdowns. They weren't pick sixes, but they all turned into scores. And they started 6-0, and they end their season 7-5,
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, I want ownership in a team that drafts me. You got to do better than 2 games over 500 there, Skip.
Yeah. First, and we've talked about it on the show, it's not even a legal concept.
Well, no, but, if I'm Carolina, I'm finding the loophole. Like, find a way, get that kid, because and Zach talked about this yesterday on Stepway Sports Bar. They're not just firing people on the field or in the stadium. They fired like 1,600 employees this season throughout that organization. Carolina is a shit show.
Yeah,
it's just bad, and I can't even when you're hankering to find a way to resurrect Kevin Green to save your season. I'm just throwing that out there. Like, they're bad. They are just bad. And again, that whole division is kind of a train wreck. Like every season since we've been doing this show, there's that one division that you just go, why? Go home. No, that's a bad division. No, sit.
I mean,
stay.
First year we started this show, it was the NFC East.
The East was so bad, and it's hard to be a Cowboys fan, let alone a East fan. Period. But my God, it was shit. The NFC East. I mean, the Giants and the Commanders still suck, but the Eagles and the Cowboys are doing great.
When Washington was the team that won the division with a losing record, that tells you how bad the division was.
Well, it's the same thing with the division. Like even the worst division, the division champions have been winning with either right under or well under 500. And it's like, is that just like indicative of the league now? It's like, because we were talking about this yesterday. It's should the league step in and try to fix Carolina? It's like it's not the league's fault. The organization's a complete train wreck right now.
I mean, for for the record, the NFC South, which you're referencing, that has the Panthers in it, the Atlanta Falcons are currently the division leaders at 5-6.
So there you go.
Tied with the 5-6.
Yeah.
And right is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 4-7, and of course the Panthers at 1-10.
You know what? I figured it out. It's teal and black in the uniform colors. Because the San Jose Sharks had the same color scheme, and I think they've won 5 games going into winter break.
For comparison, 5-6 is the lowest record in the AFC North.
See, there you go. Yeah, there's that one division every year, at least since we've been doing this show. It's bad. And again, the pandemic year will always be the year that we forever condemn Baltimore until further notice. But yeah, just it's a fun time to be an NFL fan, just watching the games as they go. Unless you're in the North, and it's just like, can we quit and go next year now?
Let's talk some wrestling, because it feels again like a while since we've done that. Survivor Series happened. Obviously, the big return of Randy Orton coming back into action, and I put out a tweet shortly before the Survivor Series event started that said that CM Punk was not coming back. Like, I had made a decision that Punk was not coming back. I even made a TikTok saying the same thing, and boy, did my Twitter explode on Saturday night right as Survivor Series ended, because the unthinkable happened. I have no longer been in the building the last time CM Punk was in a WWE ring, because my goodness, he returned at the Survivor Series in Chicago. I never thought I'd see the day. I knew like his AEW exit may have led to something like this, but I wasn't sure if Punk was too far gone from being in even close to good graces with WWE. But
never, Greg, I've been doing that. You've been a fan of mine. I've been doing this for over 20 years, been a fan for 33. We said never say never when Vince retired. We said never say never when Vince came back. We said never say never when the WWE fell out of majority control in the McMahon family. And here we are in November 2023, once again, never say never.
Now bring back Mr. Kennedy.
Right? Ken's still in good shape, man.
He mentioned on like an interview he did, I saw a Twitter clip that like a couple years ago they called him about being a special entrant in the Royal Rumble. It's like, come on, just one time, like enter at number 2, do the whole Kennedy shtick. Like, that's all I need, you know? All I want is a Mr. Kennedy appearance in the Royal Rumble. Is that too much to ask?
No, we need the Batista man for you. Give him what he wants.
Speaking of potential surprise Royal Rumble entrance, there was a video posted today.
Yes.
A certain individual training for their return to the ring. I am, of course, talking about Mercedes Moné, a.k.a. Sasha Banks. And
yes,
I could not be more excited. I honestly, at this point, I don't care where she goes, because she's going to kill it wherever she goes.
No, I agree with that. She,
my thing with AEW is if they bring her in, she has to be the focus. She does. And that's not a knock to people like Toni Storm or Willow Nightingale or anybody currently on the AEW roster. But if you do not put the spotlight on Mercedes and AEW, you're doing it wrong, because that division should go through her.
Yeah. Toni is definitely the one to go with right now. She's the biggest star in that division right now. She's kicking ass. Her character is amazing. But if you bring in Mercedes, that's the feud you go with going into Revolution or Double or Nothing. Definitely.
And and I'm not knocking Toni Storm at all, because Toni Storm, the timeless gimmick, is absolutely fantastic. She's doing an incredible job with that, and I'm very proud of seeing that. And Athena in Ring of Honor is absolutely destroying it as Ring of Honor Women's Champion.
Absolutely. Hello, JJ.
So, yeah, I feel like if that is the road for her, then absolutely make her the face of the division. There's been some talk, and again, it's just rumors at this point, that perhaps her return is in January for the Royal Rumble. If that's the case, she wins the sumbitch.
If they're bringing her back in to come in and enter the Royal Rumble, and they're not going to debut Jade Cargill in that same Rumble, then I agree with that. If they're going to debut Jade Cargill in the Rumble, she's got to win it at this point. She's the biggest signing on that side of the gender pool, for lack of a better term, in company history. Even with Mercedes potentially, or Sasha potentially returning, Jade's got to be the one to do it. And let me answer JJ real quick here. It's going great for you because you came in after the football talk, so you're in good shape. Because JJ's not a football fan. He's definitely got an opinion on Sasha's return and Jade's debut, so you came in at the right time, Brother Jay.
I feel like at this point, keep Jade in the Performance Center as long as you can. Maybe debut her the night after WrestleMania. That's what I would do. I would have her debut the Raw after WrestleMania to give her a fresh, because if she comes in and she wins the Rumble right away, and I've gone back and forth with this, I actually thought it was a good idea for her to debut and win. But again, this is probably my bias coming into play. If Sasha comes back, Sasha has to win. Because I feel like her coming back and winning the Royal Rumble would kind of erase all the crap that happened in 2022. Because Ronda Rousey came back at the Royal Rumble, and we all thought that it was going to be Sasha's big time to shine. She was going to have her, she was finally going to get a pay-per-view win over Charlotte. And instead, Ronda comes in. They have, quite frankly, a disappointing WrestleMania women's title match.
Absolutely.
Their Extreme Rules match was far better.
Yes.
But, and then Sasha was relegated to tag team titles, which really haven't done much of anything until Chelsea Green got them.
True also.
So I feel like that if Sasha were to sign, there would be a contingency, and he was like, I got to win the Royal Rumble. I got to get a singles WrestleMania. She doesn't have one yet.
No, that's true. But it'll much like Mr. Brooks, it'll depend on Miss Monet's attitude. Because she's, and again, believe what you want. There's all stories on both sides going around. If she can show that she can be on her best good behavior in the management's eyes or whatever, then hell yeah, I'm all for her getting another renewed push. But we've been talking about it on Open Mic Night and with JJ and I together. Much like Becky, much like Charlotte, even, and God, people, I'm surprising people by saying this, they need to shit. They've had freaking the showcase on those 4 women for so long. They had like 28 women on the show for a couple weeks in a row, and yet we're still seeing the same people. And yes, JJ, we're referring to Sasha doesn't have a WrestleMania singles win.
Yeah.
So that's what he said, is singles win.
A singles win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, Sasha and Bianca is still my favorite women's WrestleMania match of all time, because that match absolutely was, it was as close to perfect as you could get, honestly. The story that was told that Bianca couldn't get the job done quite yet, and the selling that she did, and Sasha being Sasha, was just unbelievable, an unbelievable match. My thing with Sasha coming back, I feel like the problem, what caused all the headaches, is no longer there, if you know what I mean.
I knew exactly what you meant. And again, talking with other people that had a problem with Throat Boy, like, he was definitely a deterrent to her going forward, which is why Trinity was out of there as soon as she could, because she didn't see a scenario where he was going to be gone. She just didn't know that he and Vince were going to step in and track it in the house.
And Trinity's killing it in Impact
she is,
and good for her, because she's an incredible athlete as well. She deserves that spot. So it's good to see her still in the wrestling business and still succeeding.
Looking forward to calling her a match at Final Resolution and at Hard to Kill, or having no one to tell a call. But anyway,
have we done a show since they re-announced that they're doing TNA? Has that? I'm trying to remember, when was Bound for Glory? Last month, right?
We've done the show since then, but we didn't really get into it very much. No.
Yeah, Hard to Kill is the first TNA branded show since, when did they rebrand to Impact? I feel like during the Hogan run or something.
No, it was after he left. I want to say it was like 2016, Pritchard, when that actually made the official announcement, because when Hogan left, when AJ left, it was still TNA Wrestling. It was just they very rarely said that name, which is kind of why they went that direction. But it was a Bound for Glory. Scott came out there and did this thing, and I've actually got a TNA We're Back shirt ready because we're doing on my channel, at least starting next week. We were kind of eased into it. It didn't work out. I got sick, but we're doing throwback pay-per-view calls with our Impact team, or our TNA team. The show I was at in 2004, I still have a scar thanks to SoCal Val. The Slammiversary and Bound for Glory from 2018 that both of them attended, and we're actually going to do what you and I did. I forget how long ago. Call the very first TNA show, the week of pay-per-view in 2002. So we brought up Randy. I just want to bring it up real quick before we go on to the next topic. Is he not in the best shape of his life? Holy shit!
Yeah, he looks like he took that time and it was incredibly well spent. I mean, Randy looks as good, if not better, than he ever has. Yeah.
I was coming in tonight during Raw that I hope I look that good at his age, but that's only 2 years away. That shit ain't going to happen.
No. I hope I look that good once in my life,
Yeah. At some point, I hope so. Yes. And JJ's reminding me, we're also going to do a watch along on Christmas Eve. We're going to post it, of the Christmas episode of Impact that the Angle family hosted. It's what it is, but it's weird shit. So, yeah. All right, where are we at here?
It would be huge if in the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble match, Jade comes at the number 15, and when we get towards number 30, it's revealed to be Sasha. I don't want to have Sasha come in at 30 because 30 being a surprise entrant feels like a trope now. It just does. Like, maybe bring her in. Maybe have her be 27. Nobody's won at 27 in 22 years. Almost 20.
That's true.
Austin was the last person to do it. It's like, 27's the luckiest. No, it's 30 now because so many damn people have won from it recently. 5 people have won from number 30 because it was Undertaker, it was Cena, it was Triple H. Obviously, Cody won it last year. Who am I missing? Who else won 30?
Was Lesnar number 30 the year he came back and won it?
Lesnar was 30. I forgot they did the back-to-back 30s for that too. I try to block the 2022 Rumbles out of my mind because they were so damn bad. Like, as far as collective, like both men's and women's, since they've been doing both of them, they were both the worst Rumbles since 2018, easily. What about the very real possibility of having Deonna Purrazzo, Camille, Jade, and Julia all debuting in the Rumble? You're not going to have all 4 of them. I guarantee you won't have all 4 of them. If any of them happen, I can see Jade. Deonna would be cool as hell. I feel like the WWE audience may not be as familiar with Camille and Julia. What's up, Jeff?
CM Punk will not be returning to Survivor Series, but you're going to guarantee that?
I feel like I have to make a bet now because all 4 of them being participants in the Women's Royal Rumble.
You know what? Take a week, sit on it. When we reconvene next week, we'll discuss if Jay's up for a bet. He threw the comment out there. If you guys are both willing, we'll do a bet for the rest. Since Rumble's his favorite show too.
What could I even do as a because my bet is contingent on all 4 of them being in the Rumble.
Right.
I have a strong belief that all 4 of them are not going to debut in the same match.
Right.
The odds against that, I can see Jade. I can see maybe one of the other 3. I cannot see all 4. That's overload to the WWE fan base. This isn't 1997 where you can throw 4 AAA guys in there just completely randomly because it's San Antonio. I don't see it. Deanna and Camille will be free agents come January 1st. Julia has already been cornered, and Jade has been signed. I know Jade's been signed. She's been on TV for crying out loud.
Right.
So Jade, I'm not. The bet is not just for Jade. Jade, I can see being a very realistic possibility of participating in the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Camille, maybe. I can't see all 4. I just can't. And Triple H is probably going to prove me wrong, like you proved me wrong with Punk, but I can't see. I need some kind of bet. Somebody would. Oh, there we go. Whoops, I put it down. Emmanuel, thank you, Emmanuel, for answering my challenge. I will prove I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best game night champ ever will be.
Price is Right, January.
When is that?
That would be a answer for the producer man in the chat room as well, because he gave me a date and it's not in my brain right now. So that'll be among the plugs, I guess, later, because I don't have the date updated graphic, at least not in my inbox that I have access to currently. So JJ, if you want to send me that graphic, I'll throw it in the plugs for later. And we can also answer in the chat room. We can just give Emmanuel's answer right now.
But like we stated earlier, we appreciate the donation. I'm not sure who that went to, honestly.
Probably went to mine, if anything.
Yeah. I'm just refreshing my Streamlabs to check. But because it didn't go to the Streamlabs, there's no wheel spin involved, as I mentioned before.
Right, I got you.
So it didn't refresh on mine, so I think it is yours. Oh, he said it was mine. My Streamlabs has been very weird with the YouTube donations. I don't.
Well, he may not have been here when you announced the rule change, so let's go ahead and throw that back up there.
So, JJ said it's my channel, so cool. Thank you, Emmanuel. Appreciate it. But yeah, if you want a wheel spin, we have the Streamlab link here, because all the wheel spins are now exclusive to Streamlabs. We appreciate the super chats very much, but for wheel spins and stuff, it's more of an immediate thing. As soon as you know, JJ, let us know on that. You're muted, Jeff.
Yeah, I just saw that. Thank you. I know the 27th night of the Rumble, so we're not going to do a big game show night that night, because it already is a freaking game show doing the Royal Rumble. I know there's at least one more. I want to say Jay said it was going to be the 13th, I think, is when we're going to do it. So it'll either be that or the 20th, depending on what the other companies throw at us during that month, because they're all going to run something.
Yeah. Well, January is going to be an incredibly busy month. I just brought up at the top of the show, January 17th, Wednesday, is going to be Luck of the Draw. The week after, on the 24th, is going to be our annual Royal Rumble draw. So
okay,
I hope everybody looks forward to that. I don't know if we're going to do a charity or donation for that yet, because we gave the money to we gave the one half of the 50-50 to Jesse last year. I'm not sure if we're going to do that or if we're just going to do straight 50-50 and like we split amongst the channels.
Yeah, we've done something like that before, so that's fine. So if that's the case, and JJ's saying the 20th, that's going to be a busy game week.
It will be a busy game week because
So we're okay with that.
we have Lucky to Draw on the 17th, Prices Right on the 20th, Royal Rumble Draw on the 24th.
We can
not a gaming.
we can go ahead and spend part of the money we get for the 17th to have Daisy fix her hair if she loses again.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't have to worry about her wedding now because
but
she's already good. I hope she comes by because she mentioned she was going to be on this side of the state come the Royal Rumble. So I hope I actually get to meet her in person. That'd be cool.
There you go. It'll become a tradition 10 years in the making because I visited for a Rumble that wasn't even in the state.
Yeah. What were we talking about? We were talking about the 4 women debuting in the Rumble. Yeah, I can't see that happening.
Like I said, let's sit on it for a week and figure out if you believe strongly enough in it, and JJ believes strongly enough that they will, which we'll get clarified, then we'll figure out something.
Tell you what, if all 4 of them are in the Royal Rumble match, I will do an entire episode of this show sitting in my bathtub covered in chocolate syrup.
Wow. That's okay. Okay.
That is all 4. Like it's not, hey, you hit part of it. It's
okay.
Like you're not leaning up against in horseshoes. You got to get the ringer for it. You got to get all
4. Okay. The only, God damn, my voice is going again. The only thing is, JJ's not in a living situation where he can match that level of commitment on a bet. That's pretty intense.
He doesn't have to. He has to do it. This is my bet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if he wants to do something different, that's fine. That's completely up to him. This is my bet. If all 4, if Deanna, Camille, Jade, and Julia all debut in the Rumble, I will do an entire episode covered in chocolate syrup.
Jesus Christ.
It will be sticky, and as soon as the camera goes off, it's getting washed out. But
yeah,
that is only if all 4 are in the Rumble.
Okay.
I swear if one of them's the first 2, like if Jade is one of the first 2, I'll be like, you got to be kidding me. Not okay with this. The first one better be coming out like 23 for me to be okay.
What they should do is spread them out just to make you sweat at the entire match.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. But, as far as, getting back to as Triple H called, the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to talk about it a whole lot on Saturday because we're having a special guest on Saturday's open mic night. So we've decided across the multiverse of media, which will include your channel, since you're one of us. Friday, after SmackDown East Coast time, there will be one person on each side of this debate, yay or nay, for CM Punk returning to WWE. And it's going to be intense. We're not going to reveal the participants yet because we don't have anything 100% confirmed. We want to make sure we have everybody confirmed and their convictions and ready to go. But this will happen Friday night, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. So be ready for it, kids.
There you go.
The four in question, Emmanuel, are Deonna Purrazzo and Camille, who will both have their free agency come up January 1st. Julia, who's being allegedly courted by WWE from New Japan, and Jade Cargill making her in-ring debut, all in the Royal Rumble match in 2024 on January 27th.
Yep. That will be, like I said, I feel like I'm safe. I don't think they are going to debut 4 new people in the same match.
For what it's worth, I agree with you. I'm just having fun watching you squirm.
I mean, if I wasn't confident in that, I wouldn't make the bet.
Oh. Oh man, that's a long time to be in that mask again, brother. But okay. At least in January he can, get some air coming in from outside.
I'd say dust off that mask because he's saying if all four of them are not. So
right.
It's all or nothing for him. Because if he gets 3 and one of them doesn't, he's still losing.
Yeah, exactly. That's well, that week just got a whole lot potentially messier on all fronts. But that's okay.
I feel good about mine.
Well, there you go. CJ, good to see you in the chat room. What else did I want to talk? Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this. Let me go ahead and. So, your buddy Corey Graves and Carmella, of course, had their little one recently, little Dimitri. Let me go ahead and did this on Twitter with one of them, but I'll go ahead and say it for both of them. Ty and Sammy had their baby. Lexi and Ryan Guerrero had theirs. So congrats to the newest members of the AEW fan base and the WWE universe. I guess we'll call it that because we're not calling AEW Galaxy, Chris Jericho. That's no DQs, goddammit. So, but congrats. Very cool.
Congrats to all of them. Hope they have a very happy and healthy kids growing up. Good
definitely.
And before anybody gets the idea, Ty Mello probably won't be on TV for a while, nor will Alexa or Carmella, so neither of them is going to be in the Rumble. So
no. Well, okay. Carmella talking about her nerve issues definitely precludes her from being in, but you know what? Lexi's not out of it. I mean, that's 2 months out.
I mean, a Rumble may be the easier match to go into rather than like
the singles or yeah, exactly.
Maybe
it can be a brief bump.
I'm not going to make a bet on that.
No,
because I was already proven wrong with the CM Punk thing. I gotta take more realistic bets. Like I put money on the Cowboys to win on tomorrow. So I took them as 6.5 point favorites.
Cowboys play tomorrow again on Thursday again?
Yeah, they're playing on Thursday again.
Who are they playing tomorrow?
I don't remember. Somebody who should. They are playing the Seahawks.
Ooh, that'll be a good game. I'll have to also watch at one of the bars downtown Disney.
I feel like they were like 9 point favorites, but I took them at 6.5 because I don't like taking any team by more than a touchdown because I feel like it's unrealistic. So hopefully they don't disappoint me. I the Cowboys to win. Like what is this life? Like I actually hit a parlay, like my first parlay ever this past weekend. I only had a 2-game parlay, but I was like, yes.
Hey, the tides are turning in your favor.
Yes. So I'm hoping that maybe I can win Thursday and then maybe just take that money and put it into another parlay and come out of the weekend with like some decent. So there we go. Emmanuel's asking, which Rumble match has the most debuts, if you even know off the top of your head?
If we're talking their first match in WWE being the Rumble, God.
Well, what do you consider a debut? Do you consider it like you're coming in from NXT? Is it like your first match on the main roster or your first match in WWE, period? Because if we're talking first match in WWE, period, I mean, AJ Styles was pretty famous in 2016.
Well, right, but I think the question is which singular match had the most people making their debuts?
But if they worked in NXT, does that count as their debut? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. So let's first of all, let's get clarification. Second of all, it's still November. Let's wait the Rumble season. We love the Rumble on both brands.
Here's the thing.
Be clear.
WWE doesn't have another event till the Rumble.
Well, so we have NXT Deadline. What are you talking about?
They don't have another main roster show till the Rumble.
Oh, okay.
A couple weeks, but like, yeah. after Deadline, it's all roads go to the Rumble.
We have Raw as 31 in January, by God.
Like celebrating Raw as 31.
They should do it, by God. XXXI. They should do.
Raw is 4.
Well, depends what era you're talking about. What's the 98, 99 Rumble I'm watching? Yeah, that's the thing. Anyway.
I mean, I mentioned 97 because there were 4 guys in there from AAA that never competed.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Mil Mascaras competed in WWE before. I think he was...
And he certainly didn't again.
Yeah. But I did get to watch him get inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2012. So there you go.
Oh, that's right. He was part of that class. Again, I'm not a fan of Mascaras, but I know he's a legend, so I'm not going to get too far up his ass today. So yeah, it's whatever. Shit. So WWE made their WWE main roster debut during the Royal Rumble match, which singular match had the most of those. It's got to be one of the early ones, I would think.
Well, if you're in NXT and it doesn't count, like maybe 2018 women's, because you had Kairi Sane in there,
yeah,
and you also had Ember Moon.
True.
NXT. But also, Lacey Evans debuted in the 2019 Rumble. Like she was on Raw the week before, but it was her first match on the main.
Right.
So you had Lacey Evans in there. You had Xia Li. You had Casey Catanzaro. I feel like you had somebody else from NXT.
Yeah, it's probably going to be one of the women's Rumble matches just because of the sheer call-ups and the sheer they had to fill spots.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have to. They could have actually used all 30, main roster women, but that would have been too easy. Excuse me.
Because I don't feel like the 2019 women's match had returns in that one.
No, there weren't a whole lot of returns, and there weren't a whole lot of people that hadn't already been called up.
2019 women's was good, don't get me wrong.
No, it was. Absolutely. I dare say it was the best one, I think, so far. Because
I haven't ranked 2023 Women's Rumble or the Men's Rumble.
That's true. They were both okay. That's true.
But for my money, the best Women's Rumble was 2021. The one that Bianca won.
That was a good one, too. That's true.
Yeah. Which was surprising. Like, the pandemic Rumbles, I did not expect to be good. But they both work. They're both in the top half of Rumbles, I should say.
Yeah. No. It's one of those. Yeah, because they were still in Thunderdome at that point. They hadn't 2020. They were still in a live arena, so that's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I would say 2019 women's or the 1997 if we're counting the AAA people.
Yeah, those are both probably safe bets because there were. I think that was Terry Funk's first Royal Rumble too.
Yeah, Terry Funk was in that match.
But I mean, it wasn't his WWF in-ring debut. No, but yeah. So yeah, I guess it doesn't count. I don't know. It's definitely a researchable question. We'll find the answer to for you, Emmanuel.
Yeah. All right, so we got about 5 minutes left. Is there anything else you want? I mean, you can do your plugs, I guess. In this last
I was gonna say we got shiz coming up. Talk Wrestling tomorrow is going to be at Downtown Disney. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there all day. I'm supposed to just go down there for part of the day, but we did it longer than I thought tomorrow. I got more stuff to do than I realized, so I'll be down there all day tomorrow. But 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 p.m. Disneyland time. I'll be live, probably talking about more we talked about today and all week. CM Punk, Randy Orton, the return of R-Truth, by God, babies in the world of wrestling. Survivor Series being in the can. We've got a busy, and I do stress the word busy, rest of the year coming up. Let me get over here. And nope, that's not what I wanted. We'll find it. Nope. Okay, where is it? I know it's there. I meant to post it. Did I not post it? I'm not prepared for this like I thought I was. Anyway, We've got 4 watch-alongs in December, which is just absurd. We've got 4 nights of watch-alongs, 5 watch-alongs total, because we've got Tribute to the Troops next Friday, which is a SmackDown episode, but we're still going to cover it. We've got a double feature, as JJ calls it, because he's a movie channel. We've got NXT Deadline and the live call we're going to do on replay status of the final pay-per-view under the Impact Wrestling branding, Final Resolution, Ring of Honor Final Battle, and then AEW World's End. So we got that. We got the Christmas Eve episode coming up on the 23rd. We've got our episode, and what I'm telling you, I'm giving you enough notice. I don't know what you usually do on New Year's Eve on a Sunday night, but episode 100 of Open Mic Night / end of year 4 going into the 5th, so the anniversary of the Jeff Meacham Network. 2023 highlights, counting down to the ball drop on each coast. So if you and Virtue and Aaron want to be part of that, since you guys are in the East feed, we'll do that. And all the things and all the bloopers, all the shenanigans all year will be. So December 31st, started at 8 p.m. my time. And then, we've got no less than 18 nights of watch-alongs already scheduled for next year, which is absurd. I did the math. If you average it out, we've got so far we've got streams booked out all the way through August 31st with the Battle of Berlin. It's an average of almost one every other week so far, and we don't even have all the announcements yet.
Yeah, it's
absolutely batshit. But then, of course, tonight is Dynamite. That's coming up in like 2 minutes. Aaron will have a recap of it tonight. Tatil will have a recap of it tonight. JJ will have a recap of it tomorrow morning. So all the content, all the super chats. Thank you for that today on Greg's channel, Emmanuel. Thank you, everybody that's been super chatting. Just so much stuff coming up. Follow Greg's channel, follow my channel, follow the Multiverse of Media, and just get ready. December's going to be batshit.
Speaking of December, I didn't make this announcement earlier. We are doing another special Saturday edition of the Greg Cherry Show in December. It's going to be December 16th. It's going to take place, I think I'm going to say 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay, cool.
And we will try and go probably up till Collision.
Okay.
So
as long as you're done by 11 o'clock Eastern, I'm good.
Oh yeah, we're gonna. We have time to breathe before Open Mic Night. So yeah, December 16th, a Saturday. I'll advertise more. Already got a couple people confirmed to be there, so you'll just have to stay tuned to check out who that's going to be. And that's going to do it for us. Go enjoy Dynamite. And we'll have more announcements, I'm sure, next week on the show. So until next week, for Jeff Meacham, I am Greg Cherry. Thank you for watching. Don't be a Jag, and we'll see you next week right here on the Greg Cherry Show.
You can be a Jacksonville Jaguar because they're actually making a content family smile lately, unlike the AEW.
Yeah, but not if they beat the Steelers in the playoffs again.
That's fair. That's fair. Don't be a Jag like this.
Don't be a Jag. Have a good one. Oops.